dear students, welcome you all again in your English online class. I'm Shumona Islam here, lecturer, Department of English, Malestone College. I hope all of you have started studying hard as you are in class 10 now. You are going to face the SSC exam or board exam. So there is no time to waste. You have to find out the lackings that you have and try to solve it. You have to make a plan and a proper routine for completing all the syllabuses. It is high time you started studying. So dear students, today we are going to talk about narration or speech. Narration is a very important topic of English second paper. You will get this question in question number 5 and it contains 5 marks. You know that there will be a passage in direct speech and you have to transform it into indirect speech. So first of all, we will discuss the rules of narration or making from direct to indirect, and after that we will practice. So what is narration? Narration is the art of reporting the words of a speaker. That means describing or narrating the speech of another person or a speaker. And there are two types of narration. One is direct speech and another is indirect speech. Direct speech is the form in which the actual words of the speaker is reported with the help of quotations or quotes. For example, Rana said, "I'm busy now." Here Rana is the speaker and said is the reporting verb, and "I am busy now" is called the reported speech. And indirect speech is the form in which the words of the speaker is written or narrated in a different way or in a simple manner or narrated by another person. For example, if we transform the previous sentence into indirect speech, that will be like this. Rana said that he was busy then. Here you can see that we have removed quotation and comma and we have used that in the place of comma. There are few rules to change the reported speeches into indirect speech. We will move to those rules after a while. Before that, I am going to discuss the 5 basic rules to follow in case of transforming from direct to indirect speech. First rule is to change the reporting verb according to the reported speech. Then number 2 is to remove the inverted commas from the direct speech and use an appropriate conjunction. Then number 3 is to change the pronoun accordingly. That means you have to use the appropriate pronoun for the given subject and object of the reporting verb. Number 4 is to change the adverbs of the direct speech. And number 5, follow the tense of the reporting verb. Let's see the change of pronoun in direct speech to indirect speech. First person changes according to the subject of the reporting speech and second person changes according to the object of the reporting speech. And in case of third person, there is no change. Let's see some examples. She said, "I'll go to London." And the indirect speech is, she said that she would go to London. Here you can see that the pronoun in both cases is the same. Now let's discuss in detail. We know that there are 5 types of sentences in English and you have to change those 5 types of sentences in indirect speech. And there are different rules for these 5 types of sentences. While changing from direct to indirect, we have to see the type of the sentence. First comes assertive sentence. Assertive sentence is the statement or any declarative sentence. In assertive sentence, there will be a subject, verb and an object. The reporting verb for assertive sentence can be said, told, say, tell, reply, narrate, etc. And the conjunction will be that. And in case of interrogative sentence, that means it is a question sentence, the reporting verb will be ask or inquire or want to know. And the connective words will be WH words that is given, and if it is not a WH question, in that case we have to use if or whether to make the indirect form. For example, he said to me, "What are you doing?" And the indirect is, he asked me what I was doing. Okay, and if the question is like this, that He said to me, "Are you studying?" So this is not a WH question. In that case, you have to use if or whether to connect the sentence. Such as, he asked me if I was studying. And then is imperative sentence. In imperative sentence, there are few rules to remember. Usually, an imperative sentence starts with a verb or let, and you have to follow the meaning or expression of the reported speech. If the reported speech suggests order or command, then you have to use ordered or command as the reporting verb. And if the reported speech suggests any request or advice, then you have to use requested or advised. And after that, you have to use to. For example, she said, "Always be regular in class." This sentence suggests command or order. So we can use she commanded or ordered to be regular in class. When the imperative sentence starts with let, in that case you have to use proposed or suggested that. For example, they said to me, "Let us go home." The indirect will be, they proposed me that we should go home. So in case of imperative sentence, it's very important to understand the meaning or expression of the reported speech. Now let's move to optative sentence. Optative sentence starts with may, and the reporting verb will be wish or pray. And then we have to use that to connect the sentence. The example of optative sentence is, he said to me, "May you be happy." The indirect is, he wished that I might be happy. Or, he said, "May Allah help you." The indirect will be, he prayed that Allah might help me. Let's move to exclamatory sentence. In exclamatory sentence, we will find an exclamation sign at the end of the sentence. And in indirect speech, we have to use exclaimed with wonder, joy, sorrow, fear or anger as the reporting verb. And after that, we have to use that as the conjunction. And here also you have to make it into statement. That means you have to use full stop at the end. And if you find goodbye in the direct speech, the transformation into indirect will be like this, that he said, "Goodbye, my friends." The indirect will be, he bade goodbye to his friends, or he bade his friends goodbye. Now I want to show you the change of adverbs. For example, now, then, here, there, this, that, these, those, ago, before, thus, so, today, that day, tonight, that night, yesterday, the previous day or the last day, and tomorrow, the next day or the following day. Then did, had, was, will be, had been. These are very important to know. Now let's talk about the changes of the tense. In case of present indefinite tense, in direct speech, the indirect form will be in past indefinite tense. And if the sentence is in past indefinite tense, the indirect will be in past perfect tense. And in case of future tense, like we have to use would. In case of will, we have to use would in the indirect form. Now let's talk about passage narration. In passage narration, there will be several speeches, right? So you have to connect them. First of all, you have to find out the speaker and the listener of the passage, and then you have to see the type of the sentences and the tense of the sentences. And we have to use the reporting verb at the beginning of the indirect speech. Sometimes you will get the reporting verb at the end of the speech in direct form, but you have to change it in indirect form using the reporting verb at the beginning of the sentence. So in case of passage narration, it can happen that a same speaker is having several speeches at a time. In that case, you have to connect the sentences using added that. If it is a statement, then you have to use added that, or again said that, or further added that, or also said that. And if the second sentence or speech is interrogative, then we have to use asked, or again asked, or further asked. And in case of reply, you have to use replied that. And if the following sentence expresses exclamation, then we have to use exclaimed with wonder that, like this. So you have to connect the sentences using added that, again said that, or asked that, or requested to, ordered to, wished that, prayed that, etc. Like this. Okay? And if you find yes in the statements in the direct speech, in indirect speech you have to use replied in the affirmative, and in case of no we have to use replied in the negative. If you find sir or madam in the direct speech, in that case you have to use said respectfully or addressing as sir or madam. If there is dear friend, then you have to use addressing as dear friend. Then if you find please, then you have to use requested. If there is congratulations, you have to use congratulated. In case of excuse me or sorry, you have to use apologize in the indirect form. If you find by Allah in the direct speech, the indirect will be swearing by Allah. For example, he said, by Allah I will help you. The indirect form will be swearing by Allah, he said that he would help me. So that's all about the rules. Let's move to the exercise. Well, dear students, let's start solving the board questions. First of all, we'll read the passage and find out the listener and speaker. The passage is, Good morning, Rupa, said Sohail. How much preparation have you taken for the upcoming SSC exam? A great preparation, she replied. I hope I shall get 90 plus marks in every subject. How confident you are, said Sohail. So, the speaker and listener here are Sohail and Rupa. And in the first sentence, we can see that good morning, Rupa. That means it is a kind of wish. So, the indirect of this sentence will be Sohail wished Rupa good morning. Then, how much preparation have you taken for the upcoming SSC exam? This is also asked by Sohail. So we will add these two sentences like this, that and asked how much preparation she had taken for the upcoming SSC exam. So the interrogative sentence will be transformed into assertive form. The next sentence is a great preparation, she replied. We will write she replied that she had taken a great preparation. As the question was how much preparation have you taken? So the reply will be she had taken a great preparation. Then I hope I shall get 90 plus marks in every subject. This is also told by Rupa. So we have to add these sentences by using and added that she hoped she would get 90 plus marks in every subject. Then how confident you are, said Sohail. It should also be transformed into assertive form. So it will be Sohail exclaimed with wonder that she was very confident. Okay. So here you can see the answer again. Sohail wished Rupa good morning and asked how much preparation she had taken for the upcoming SSC exam. She replied that she had taken a great preparation and added that she hoped she would get 90 plus marks in every subject. He exclaimed with wonder that she was very confident. Another one, please give me your English grammar and composition book, said Sarah. I cannot give it, said Neha. I have to take it with me in the class. I shall return the book before the class starts, said Sarah. Take it, said Neha. Thank you, said Sarah. So here Sarah and Neha are the speaker and listener, and the first sentence is told by Sarah, and this first sentence is an imperative sentence as it starts with please and it is suggesting request. So the indirect form will be Sarah requested Neha to give her English grammar and composition book. Here you can see me and your. Me is suggesting Sarah and your is suggesting Neha. So we have to use her 2 times, but you have to mention which her is suggesting which person. Here you have to mention the initial in bracket so that it can be understood easily. Then I cannot give it, said Neha. So Neha told that she could not give it. I have to take it with me in the class. So it is also told by Neha. So it will be, and added that she had to take it with her in the class. Then I shall return the book before the class starts, said Sarah. So Sarah told that she would return the book before the class starts. Remember, dear students, in indirect form we will transform shall into would. Then take it, said Neha. Take it, this is also an imperative sentence, so we have to use to. We cannot use that as conjunction. So the answer will be Neha told to take it. As take it is not suggesting any command or order or request, we will use told as the reporting verb. Then Sarah thanked her. Okay. So this is the solution. Let's see again. Sarah requested Neha to give her English grammar and composition book. She said that she couldn't give it and added that she had to take it with her in the class. Here both speaker and listener are females. So we are using she, her as the pronoun in both the cases, and in this type of sentence we have to mention the initial in bracket. Then Sarah said that she would return the book before the class started. Neha told to take it. Sarah thanked her. Okay. So dear students, that's all about today's lecture. I think all of you will be benefited from this lecture. If you revise the rules that I have discussed, it will surely help you, and at the same time you have to practice. It's time to say goodbye now. Hope to see you in next class. Till then, Allah Hafiz.